Okay, all right. Let's kick this off. This is my first time sitting in this seat
Don't get nervous.
with
Do you
a
need to
with
switch?
a with a
Am I in the wrong
guest.
seat?
No. I mean,
Oh.
just sitting over. Last time
He likes to be back
so
here.
I like to
hiding.
hide because
He
then
likes to
I
hide.
could like not switch to myself if I don't
Yeah.
want to. But that's gonna be the intro part, the little teaser at the front end.
We can have a bloopers.
Oh, yeah.
reel.
Yeah. Welcome back to Listen LowCo, everybody. I'm Matt Holmes, owner of 221B Studios, and with me is my co-host, Patrick Malone,
Yep. Kickstart local.
Kickstart Local. And today we are here with John Egan, owner of PuroClean. And he's going to tell us a little bit about his story, which is going to be kind of a cool one because you're a relatively new business here in the Low Country. So a different perspective than maybe some of the more tenured business owners.
Yeah, no. Excited to be here. Thanks so much.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
So John, tell us a little bit about yourself, your professional history, and
yeah,
tell us more about you.
yeah, 100%. So grew up in the Northeast, so just south of Boston, near Cape Cod, and came from a family of 4 boys. I was number 3 out of 4. My dad was a property manager all growing up. So when I was young, I was following around the handyman, just learning how to do electrical, plumbing, putting property back together, painting, everything. You name it, I learned how to do it and had at least a little bit of a working knowledge. So when we bought our house in Augusta, we had popcorn ceilings, had to
Yep.
end up doing all the popcorn ceiling things. It wasn't actually until after I had all the ceilings down that my mom said, "Hey, did you have that tested for asbestos?"
Oh gosh.
Didn't think about that.
You're like the hypochondriac in me is like freaking out right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you get it tested?
No.
Okay.
My dad.
Better just not to know.
Yeah, exactly. My
at
dad
that point.
afterwards was like, "You don't need to test that stuff." And so I thought, "Yeah, thanks, Dad."
Yeah.
But no. So we grew up in the Northeast. I got married almost 22 years ago, and my wife Jill. We have 3 children. Our oldest is off at college at Augusta University, and then we have our second born is going to be a senior at Hilton Head Christian.
Okay.
And then our son is over at Bluffton Middle School. So
Very cool.
we've moved around a little bit. We used to joke back in the day when we were living and moving from home to home that we had the military lifestyle,
Oh, yeah.
but without any of the military benefits or the military hazards. So nobody was
Right.
shooting at us. We
Right.
didn't have to go to war, but we were moving a lot
Yeah.
as we were newlyweds and starting our family. So
But my family did that a lot too.
Oh, yeah?
I say a lot, and we got asked all the time, "Was your dad in the military?" No, he's a doctor. We just felt like moving.
yeah, exactly. That's kind of what we were too.
Yeah.
It was, although I wasn't a doctor. So, but we ended up really early on. My dad wanted me to take over the business, and so from the age of 10 to 25, I was working with him. And every summer, every school break, most kids were off skiing. I was working with the handyman, learning how to do all these things. And so we ended up at 25, he wanted me to take over the business. And I said, "Dad, I don't really want to do what you do." And so left and ended up kind of charting my own course, got into education, was a college soccer coach for a little while, got into high school athletics. I was a high school AD for a long time as well, about 15 years. And really after COVID was when we moved from the Northeast. We started moving south. Our kids at that point were school age, and they were just in masks, 6 feet. I was telling somebody the other day, I still remember play dates for my kids and, the hula hoop. "Hey, son, you can stay in this hula hoop. Your friend has to stay in this hula hoop
my gosh.
6 feet away." And it was just, and so, and even in schools, masks, and my oldest daughter is, she's super social.
Yeah.
And so I used to joke with her that, she's leading the league and getting quarantined and just getting sent home because she talked to everybody and she would get contact traced all the time up north. So we were in Connecticut for 9 years, and then we ended up coming south, and we were in Naples, Florida for a year, and then we moved to Augusta, Georgia. And so I was still in high school athletic administration, and ended up having a great career as a high school AD, but really after 15 years doing it, I just kind of got tired and was ready for a change and started looking at, okay, I could do this for another 10 years and make a change at that point, or and be miserable, or I can just make the change now. And so started talking to a lot of different people and franchise coaches and things like that. Talked about a lot of different businesses and opportunities that they had in different parts of the country, and just ended up coming into one franchise coach who really started to dial in and I really connected with. And then the summer, and then football hit that year. And so football started in August, and then I'm just working like a dog for football, for putting on the events, all that stuff. And then, so that was August. September rolls around. It's all still on the back burner for kind of what I'm going to do after being an AD. And September 26th was...
What year was this?
This is 2024.
Okay.
So September 26th, we get sent home early from school because the rain is out of control. And the outer bands of Hurricane Helene are starting to hit, make landfall and then starting to hit Augusta. And so we literally got 6 inches of rain after being in a drought for a long time, 6 inches of rain in a very short period of time. So they sent us home, and it was like, hey, it's like a snow day, like back when we were up north. So we get home, and it's like, kids, movie night, let's go. And so I'm like, nobody wanted to watch a movie with mom and dad. And so I was like, okay, honey, Twisters just came out. Let's watch Twisters. Nice. Yeah.
Now, so was there any kind of like, they're expecting landfall, like there's gonna be an evacuation order? Like, were they saying that in Augusta, or was it?
No. So everything was pointing towards that storm, kind of taking a left-hand turn. I think it came up the west coast of Florida and then started to come right at us. But then it was supposed to take a left-hand turn. So at 9 p.m., night of the 26th, I'm about to go to bed, and we had just finished Twisters and looked at the weather.
Movie.
It's a great movie.
I loved it.
We didn't finish
the sequel.
we didn't finish the last scene, which is probably a good thing. So I take out my phone at 9 o'clock as we're headed to bed and press play on the weather app just to see what's happening. Yeah. And the prediction cone has it turning left, right towards Atlanta, like everybody was saying.
Yeah.
And then I press play, and it has it coming outside the cone and beelining right for Augusta. And I thought, something doesn't jive. The computers are wrong. It's going to take that left-hand turn.
Welcome to the South, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome to the coastal South.
And I don't know when it was like 100 years or something crazy that since a hurricane had actually hit Augusta, because they were so far inland. Right. So anyways, 4 a.m. Actually it was at 4 a.m. My wife wakes up and she's like, John, I sleep like, a lead balloon. And
right.
That's not the right saying. What do I sleep like?
Like a rock.
Sleep like a rock.
There you go. That's it.
So I sleep like a rock, and nothing's waking me up. And my wife finally wakes me up. She's like, John, it's getting scary.
Yeah.
We had tons of pine trees in our yard, and our roof was just getting pelted with pine cones. It was like machine gun fire.
Yeah.
And so kids are starting to come into our room. Guys, go back to bed. Everything's fine. My wife, 4 a.m., I'm getting scared. Should we go downstairs?
Yeah.
No, honey, just go back to bed. That's the last time. She reminds me of every once in a while.
You'll never live that down.
Yeah, exactly. So we're in bed, 4:30. My son comes in to bed with us. Literally 2 minutes later, first tree comes through our roof, tries to join us in bed. And
like, this is over your bedroom this happened?
Over our bedroom, like a hot knife through cold butter.
So you were still in the bed, though?
We were still in the bed, second
wow.
floor of the house. And my daughter's room is right behind us, one of my kids' room, and she couldn't get out of her bedroom. We are, as the tree comes through, loudest sound I could ever hear that I've ever heard in my life. Scariest moment of my life. And I'm just like screaming as we're getting covered with insulation and sheetrock. And
oh, my gosh.
And so finally, like, I'm getting rained on at that point because the roof is open.
You're exposed now.
Yeah. And so we end up standing up, and we're out in the hallway. My daughter can't get out of her bedroom because the tree had fallen all the way through slowed down by the chimney at the back of the house, but it had penetrated into her room as well, and sheetrock was blocking her door. So finally she gets out of her room. My mother-in-law was staying up in the loft at the other end of the house. She had come up, heard all the screaming. Our dogs are going crazy. She came over to see what was happening and freaking out. A tree had just come through our house.
Yeah.
Never in a million years had I thought about that as a possibility.
Yeah.
So we go downstairs. We're all huddled at the back of the house now in the laundry room.
How'd your daughter get out of her room?
Just force finally pulling the.
Did she like Hulk the door? Just
yeah, no. I wish that would have been good, but no. She was just screaming and finally was able to move it, and I was able to open the door, and she was able to get out. And so we ended up huddling at the back of the laundry room, which is kind of the back of the garage, back corner of the house, and we're all sitting there, and there's the stairs that lead up to the loft where my mother-in-law was staying, and a few minutes later, she's like, John, I can't stand. I need to sit down. And so he was like, okay, well, I opened the door for the loft and said, here, just sit on the stairs, because it was way too tight to get a chair in there with the dogs and everything. And our kids everybody's just still shocked at what was going on. And literally 5 minutes later, the house just ba-boom. I'm like, what was that? Move the door a little bit. My mother-in-law is right there. Hair's all disheveled. She's like, another tree just came through the house. I was like, no. She's like, yeah, loft. So I go up the stairs to the loft. Sure enough, another tree had come through our roof on that side of the house. If my mother-in-law was still in that bed, she would have been impaled. And my oldest daughter is screaming because she was sitting with her back against the wall, to a wall that had just ended up taking like the full force of the tree coming through.
Oh my gosh.
And she was screaming. She's like, I feel it in my back. And I'm thinking she got stuck with the tree, impaled by the tree, but she just felt the force of it the whole time. So anyways, yeah. And so we had 2 trees come through, rained a ton after that as well, through the storm. And, I'm sitting in the kitchen looking through we had a picture window and kind of the breakfast nook looking out in our backyard. My wife's yelling at me, John, get away from the windows. Another tree could fall. And I'm looking out the back window. I'm like, hon, I couldn't see the sky yesterday morning. It's all open. There are no more trees to fall. They're all down. And we had about 15 trees that fell on our property alone. Wow. There were actually 2 trees side by side in that bank, the one that fell through our windows, in between our window. This guy, fortunately, ended up falling just a little bit offline and in between my house and my neighbor's house. Man. So it was it was crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
You've told me that story before, and I don't know if I just forgot details or if you were being a lot more verbose this time, but that was... I mean, not that you were inaccurate.
Yeah.
Like that's just, I mean, it still is shocking just to try to put myself into that scenario. Like, what would I have done?
Yeah.
If that had happened was I was asleep, or, my daughter was stuck in her room. I mean, that's...
Yeah. Scariest moment of my life. Like I said, it was...
So how did that, I think you kind of mentioned last time that we talked, that definitely influenced your decision. But I want to back up for a second. You at this point, you were still coaching or ADing, right?
Yep. Correct.
Athletic directing. But you were looking for the next step.
Correct.
You said you had a franchise coach.
Yeah.
What is a franchise coach?
So franchise coaches work with really franchises across the country and trying to help the franchise find a franchisee.
It's almost like a corporate headhunter sort of, but for a
Correct.
franchise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what they'll do, they do personality tests and
Gotcha.
likes and dislikes, all this. They do a bunch of different inventories to try to help you out and find out, okay, based on the software that we have, we think this lane would be good for you. This lane probably wouldn't be good for you. And so as we were going through, I thought a natural fit for me was going to be a boutique fitness kind of place.
Okay.
Just based on my athletic background. Yeah. And then when I started to really look into it and be a part of it, it just wasn't something that I wanted to do. I couldn't mentally wrap my brain around it. But just before we kind of had that break, we started talking about home services, just before football hit.
Okay.
We started talking about home services. I had no idea what that really meant. And so, again, went on the back burner. We go through this. Now we're starting to talk again because we're off from school for 2 weeks because city of Augusta had no power
Right.
for 7-8 days for part of it. And so start getting back into it and start dialing into what home services meant, what options there were. One of them was painting, which I had done for my dad for a long time in property management, and I don't like painting.
Yeah.
It's not a good fit.
Fair enough.
That's the only thing I'm good at.
And so we ended up talking about a lot of different pieces, but then he mentions disaster restoration. I was like, what's that? And storm relief, things like that, and water damage, and
What's that? And how fast can I buy one so I can fix my house?
Exactly. And so we started getting into that, and then it was just a natural fit after that, because as I was going through that process, the learning through experiencing firsthand a large loss, working with an insurance company, working with the contractors, working with all parties involved, it was like, man, no one is talking to me. No one is communicating anything about progress, who's there, how many phone calls have been made. Hey, I tried to get in touch with the insurance company. They just didn't answer. We tried 5 times, whatever.
Right.
None of that. And so I'm big on communication. And I was just like, well, at a minimum, I can improve on that. So I just kind of saw an opportunity. And then we started looking at different parts of the country, where we wanted to be. We wanted to be on the East Coast, and we wanted to be in the South.
Closer to hurricanes?
Yeah,
exactly. Is that what you wanted to do?
Exactly. No, that was actually one of the downsides to moving here. But we ended up talking about, going back north. And at one point, it was still an option. And it's a late January afternoon, and I'm walking our dogs. I'm in a long sleeve, shirt, shorts, walking in the neighborhood just outside Augusta in the house that we were displaced to. And my little brother calls me, and it's 75 degrees here, 32 just south of Boston. And he calls me, he says, what's the weather like down there? And I told him. He's like, oh yeah, well, it's 32 here. It's gray. I haven't seen the sun in like what seems like 6 weeks, and it's a wintry mix, and we got slush all over the ground. And I thought to myself, yeah, we're going to stay in the South.
That's growing up in the Northeast.
Yeah.
That's how Philly, you don't see the sun for like 6 months, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's so depressing.
Oh, yeah. It's unbelievable. So we had friends over here in the Hilton Head area. They actually live in Bluffton, and so we came over and visited and talked about it, and we saw a great opportunity to come over here and just be a part of the community. We love the small town feel of Bluffton and Hilton Head and the beach, and so we ended up starting to look at that as kind of the location where we wanted to settle, and that's what we did. And
did you already bought the PureClean franchise before you moved here, or was that sort of, they kind of went hand in hand?
Yeah, so we ended up starting to look at, okay, what opportunities, what companies. I actually interviewed about a dozen disaster restoration companies to try to figure out, okay, which one is the best fit for me, and then which one has kind of the territory open that I wanted. Number one was to make sure that it was a good fit for me, had the best program to get me up to snuff, because I'd been in high school athletics for about 15 years outside of fixing up my own home and things like that. And then the next step after that, after PuroClean kind of rose to the top, we said, okay, what areas are available? And so we started to kind of narrow in on the Southeast, and then we started to narrow in on Hilton Head and Bluffton. And so when we kind of picked that, they tell you, hey, you've been accepted. We kind of narrowed it down to that location, and then we bought that location right after that.
Rest is history.
Were you familiar with this area, like prior to your research, like Bluffton and Hilton Head?
Only a little bit, vaguely, from what my friend had told me, but for the most part, that was Bluffton was new to us. We had visited a couple times. I had actually taken a high school tennis trip down here to Hilton Head with a high school from Connecticut, and loved it. And so we had come back, I think 2 or 3 times since then, and every time we'd drive through on 46 on May River Road and hit Bluffton and then keep going through to Hilton Head, and we were like, this is great. Yeah. And then when we kind of decided we wanted to be here for the business, it was, okay, Bluffton is a great location, kind of get up and down between Beaufort, Hilton Head, and so that's where we settled.
So PureClean, what specifically do you all handle from a cleanup disaster perspective?
Yeah, great question. So we do water damage,
Okay.
mold, fire cleanup, and biohazard cleanup as well. So really, it's anybody that has property damage, we help clean it up. That can go anywhere from somebody sees some black stuff on their ceiling, somebody pulls out the dishwasher to replace it, and it's all black behind it. It can be somebody walked home or walked in their front door after being on vacation for a week, and there's water pouring through their living room, and ceilings are on the ground, and everything in between there. From a fire standpoint, we just finished a job where somebody's house got struck by lightning and caused a fire and just smoked out the whole house. And so there's soot throughout the house. And then biohazard cleanup, that can be anywhere from bat guano in an attic that we've done.
And you have done that.
Yeah, I have done that. Yeah, that's how we got started. Like
I can remember
6
you
months
had-
ago.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we've done that. We've done hoarding situations as well, and so and it also includes homicide cleanup after
You all done homicide cleanups?
we can do that.
You can. Have you done one yet?
I have not. No,
Okay.
I have not personally. My guys have it. That we have.
Premeditating here.
No, I'm not.
Patrick's
No, I'm just thinking like, man,
address is-
this could be a fun reality show. We'll just follow you around,
He's like, so you do
I-
homicide
so-
cleanup.
So you handle all those different things.
Mhm.
You mentioned working with the insurance company, that sort of thing. Like what's your interface like with your customer versus their insurance versus maybe property management? Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that you're trying to coordinate, or do you? Like, is that your job to coordinate all those logistics?
Yeah, we try to be as full service as we can. So really, kind of the life of a job comes from phone call is placed to us from the potential customer. They're having an issue at their house, whether that's, again, water falling from their ceiling, just a little bit of something, microbial growth up in the corner, whatever it is. We want to do an inspection, and we offer those free. So we go out, we do a free inspection, and a lot of the time it's what you see, like if it's microbial growth up in the corner, that's a symptom of kind of what the problem is. So we're not just coming in and wiping it or treating it,
vinegar, bleach on
Yeah.
it.
and then leaving, because what's going to happen if we don't treat the source is
It's going to come back.
it's going to come back.
Right.
And a few months later, we end up
Right.
coming back. So, so really what we try to do is help our customer try to figure out, okay, what's the source of the problem?
Yeah.
Number one, why is that happening? And then let's get rid of it. Let's stop the source. Then we can deal with the symptoms. But also, if it ends up becoming an insurance claim, working with the insurance company, helping the customer with the insurance company as well to be able to navigate that. We deal with all the pictures, all the documentation to help with that and help the customer file the claim, and then work through the follow-up afterwards. So whether that's the demolition all the way through the reconstruction, we can do all that and put it all back together for them.
I bet you wish you could have hired yourself when you had the problem in Augusta.
I do now, yeah.
I mean, do you feel like that your experience has kind of really helped you have more empathy for your customers now and kind of what they go through?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think being able to understand, hey, this is what the insurance companies are going to do, going to say, how they're going to act. That's super helpful, I think, for my customers. Some of my customers don't understand how I got into it just because it hasn't come up in the conversation. Right. But it 100% helps me have a little bit more empathy, especially if they're being displaced. Yeah. Especially, I mean, we talk about disaster restoration, and a disaster doesn't have to be just hurricane came through and wiped out a bunch of houses. It can be, I mean, we've been on a regular water loss too, where we had a water coming through our own ceiling, and then just to have another company come in, and this was back, 5 or 6 years ago, but to have another company come in, how disruptive that is to your life, because now I got to be there for inspections. Now I have to go back. Now I can't sleep because of the amount of equipment in our house. Now we're living in a construction zone. So that's the other part of disaster restoration. It's, yes, there's a disaster to your home, but it also is extremely disruptive to the family.
Just
So,
I had a
life.
quick follow-up question. So in these situations, are you working on behalf of the homeowners that have these claims? Like, I know sometimes you need to, people get insurance adjusters because the insurance companies want to deny a lot of stuff. So are you representing homeowners in like trying to make sure things are done the right way? And like, I just know insurance companies are always trying to like take shortcuts,
cut corners,
save money. Like, what's that like?
Do we ask a loaded question here?
Is that
Yeah,
is that something we can talk
get
about?
blackballed.
Wait, mark it 36 minutes.
Yeah.
You can cut this
I'm going to
out.
get blackballed by all the
No, if you don't have to answer it then.
insurance companies. No, but yeah.
So I feel like that's one of the fears that a lot of homeowners have is like, are they going to take care of me?
I think that's legit.
100%.
Or are they going to put
question.
are they going to put
Yeah.
a Band-Aid on it? Because
Yeah.
I've had someone break into my house and then, it wasn't huge damage, but
Mhm.
they broke through like a slider glass door, and all they want to do is like repair like the knob or whatever on it.
Right,
Instead of like
right.
replacing
Yeah.
the whole door with the frame was clearly broken.
Yeah.
Like we didn't feel safe with that. So
Yeah.
like, we ended up having to fight with the insurance company.
Yeah. I think so. Yes. So in answer to your question, we represent the client. Our contract is with the customer. The insurance company's contract is with the customer. So
yeah.
really, there's no relation between us and the insurance company. So we're coming alongside that customer or client at that point, just trying to help them understand. Hey, you might have to push a little bit harder with the insurance company. You might have to ask them to come out again to check on things. And there are standards that we abide by, and that's one of the reasons I liked PuroClean, was because one of the guys that is a chief editor for that book of standards, the IICRC NCS 500.
That was good. I'm impressed you know that number.
Well, don't ask me all that it stands for yet, but he's one of the editors, and he sits on our training program for all franchises with PuroClean. So that's a huge benefit because we're learning from basically like the Michael Jordan.
Right from the source.
Yeah, exactly. So we represent that. We'll fight the insurance company for what we think needs to be done. I mean, I've had claims where I've been on the phone with the desk adjuster and had to tell them, this is why we had to do it.
So you do interact with the insurance company,
Yes.
not just as the customer, not the go-between. Okay,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
I'm always I'm not always, but a lot of the time on the phone on behalf of the customer, helping them understand what we had to do, because a lot of the time they don't understand what we do and how we do it and what needs to be done so that the problem doesn't come back, or so that it doesn't get worse.
That sounds like a big benefit, because I could see some
it's
companies
huge
just being
benefit.
like, oh, well, here, we'll give you our report, we'll give you our documentation, have fun with it.
Yeah.
Rather than saying, hey, I'll actually get on the phone with your adjuster or myself and or your company and talk them through it from my perspective, not expecting the customer just to go do it.
Yeah. Right.
I think most people look at the insurance, like not on our side, the insurance companies, like we pay for it obviously, but I think most people are like, they're not looking out for us.
Yeah. It can be. I totally can see that kind of a relationship there. In reality, your contract with your insurance company is to, most of the time, every insurance policy is a little bit different and company's a little bit different, but your insurance policy for your homeowner policy says to return it to pre-loss condition. So you're not going to be able to go in and change your LVP floors to engineered hardwood without some real serious pushback. You're gonna have to fund that. Right. Exactly. So there are definitely things that we help with just kind of navigating that process to try to make it easier. Again, it's a disaster that they're going through, and we're trying to make it as pain-free as we can, and we try to bring a little bit of peace to the situation as well, just making sure that they know, hey, we know what we're doing, we can get you through this, get you to the other side. One of my project managers has been doing this for 20 or 30 years, and he's great with customers, and he's seen it all as well.
How many employees do y'all have?
Right now we're up to 4 employees, and we end up working with a lot of other subcontractors here in the area as well.
So shifting gears just a little bit, what challenges? You had a lot of new things happening right in the last year, right? You've moved your family, you've changed careers, you bought a franchise, you're in a whole new field, right? Mm-hmm. Surely there were some challenges that came along with that. What are some of the challenges you've faced? Could be moving here, could be starting a business, and how have you overcome those?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think anytime you come to a new area that you don't have an established support system,
Mhm.
it can be hard.
Yeah.
Right. The nice part about this community is, number one, that it's so welcoming.
Mhm.
But also, number two, when they hear that we're here to help, right? To help people that are going through these things that are happening almost on a daily basis. I mean,
Mhm.
yes, we don't have a hurricane coming through every day, but there are other things that are
Thankfully.
happening on a daily basis that are that people need help with. That
Yeah.
people just, I mean, I'm constantly in homes, whether it's out in Sun City or Hampton Lakes, and 12-foot ceilings, and people are like, yeah, my spouse won't let me get up on a ladder and change that anymore, or take care of that anymore. And so it's just, hey, we're here to help. And then when people understand that, and it's been such a welcoming community that, and just getting out to meet people and tell our story and kind of why we're here and how we can help.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing is, when we go into a job, we're not necessarily, hey, you have something black up over there, we got to gut the whole place, right? We're saying, okay, it's up over there, and then we're trying to diagnose what the problem is, and we're trying to limit how much damage we do and how much demo we do, while doing it all right
Sure.
and by the book.
Yeah.
So I think that was one big challenge, but there's been a lot of people that have welcomed me really well, really. There've been
warmly.
Yeah, warmly. There we go. There've been a lot of people that have welcomed me warmly, and it's been good, and we love it here. It's like almost like we talk about, why didn't we come here sooner?
Yeah. I think one thing new business owners often face is just getting the word out, letting people know they're there, right?
Yeah.
Not only did you not have, you started a new company, but you didn't have any real connections here. How did you grow the business in this first year? What have you used to get the word out, to market, to get people to know you exist?
Yeah. No, I think that's one of the benefits of buying a franchise is they have the system, they have the plan. Hey, follow this and you'll be okay.
And that's worked pretty well. What PureClean's had already kind of set up.
Yeah, all their suggestions have been great, and kind of work. We get great support from our corporate office, and so that's been really helpful. The other franchise owners, franchisees around me have also been super supportive, and again, that's one of the reasons that I chose PureClean. We're not all at each other's throats. Right. I mean, last summer, as a hurricane is bearing down on us here in Hilton Head area and in Bluffton, we end up. I start getting phone calls. It's the path that one of the paths, or a bunch of the paths, are starting to show it make landfall right around us, Savannah to Charleston, somewhere in there, and I start getting phone calls a few days before it was supposed to hit, and they're like, "Hey, what are you hearing locally? What are people saying? What's the news saying?" And so, yeah, everything you're hearing too. I mean, there's nothing really different. It's coming, and so. And then I started getting phone calls from other franchise owners saying, "Hey, John, if it ends up hitting, we're here for you, and we're going to come and help and support you." And so so it's really a supportive group. And then that hurricane, to finish that story, does a 90-degree right-hand turn, right, which is a great thing, right? Everybody thinks that I'm cheering for hurricanes to hit here. Yeah, and if you know. What I've been through and what we've been through, we're not cheering for hurricanes to come.
Right.
But, I was out in my yard not too long ago, and it was one of those days where the winds are just whipping around, and I'm looking up at the trees. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, like flashbacks.
Yeah, stay standing.
I hear
stay
you.
standing. So
I hear you. We had Hurricane Matthew in 2016. We had 4 pine trees fall in our yard. Was it 4? I think it was 4. 2 of them on the house. We ended up cutting down another 5. It was, I mean, it was, I still look out there and think, okay, why didn't I take out that one that could still hit the house?
Exactly.
Should cut that one down too.
Yeah.
But,
I've always had a disdain for pine trees. Ever since I was a kid.
They're just tall. Yeah, it's just.
Well, they got sap all over your hands. When
that
you were a
you can't
kid.
climb them.
Oh yeah,
you can't climb them.
Well, it didn't stop us, but we ended up all our hair sticking to it.
Yeah, it was like these brown nasty patches on your hands for days afterwards.
And then Dad's got to clean your hands with gasoline. It's
light it on fire.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, while he's smoking his cigarette, it's like
hold still.
Yeah. We can strike that one from the. We don't need.
No, come on, it's
grade 6.
Yeah.
So what kind of real quick with the getting the word out? with the franchise support, what kind of like marketing channels are they recommending, and have you tried? Is it offline, like direct mail, newspapers, magazines? Is it a mix of digital? Like,
Yeah.
what's been working well for you?
Yeah, it's great. A great question. And thanks for bringing it back to it. Really, the things that have been working the best for me is just getting out and meeting people and shaking hands. And so, just being able to network and get the word out that we're here. So, BNI has been a big help. The chambers have been a big help, both the Bluffton chamber and then the Hilton Head and Greater Bluffton chamber.
Yeah, that was right. Hilton Head,
Was it?
Bluffton, and Greater Bluffton.
There we go.
I think
Those are the
I
two.
think that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And so those two have been great. And then just networking events and being able to get out and be a part of it. Social media. I have somebody running my social media and kind of the SEO side of things. We haven't done too much in print. I advertised in a couple things. I mean, the big challenge early on for me and for I think all business owners really is just like every idea starts to come to you and it's like, oh, that's a good idea. How much does that cost? Oh, that's a good idea. How much does that cost? Oh, every minute, all of them have merit, and it's just trying to figure out.
Sure.
It's shiny balls.
And sometimes
Yeah,
it's a little
exactly.
hard to know which
Shiny
one will
object.
work in a particular area for a particular market.
100%.
And it's like sometimes you just got to try stuff and spend the money and, that didn't go quite like I thought.
Yeah.
Let's pull that back and try the other one.
Yeah, and you're just trying to be smart about what you're investing in, and again making decisions quick. I mean, I ended up hiring somebody back in the fall, another company that had a success with one of the other franchisees, and he, it was like they shut the phone off. As soon as I signed the contract, my phone stopped ringing.
Really?
Yeah, it was like the weirdest
That's
thing.
weird.
It was the weirdest thing. So then I ended up
Jeez.
not
It's like the opposite of what you're expecting.
Exactly,
As soon
exactly.
as you sign a contract, the phone starts ringing off
Yeah.
the hook.
Well, and so we ended up going through it, and it took me a little bit. I'm a slow learner, but I ended up figuring out, wait, it stopped kind of right around, you guys aren't working. So then I called them, and I was like, hey, guys, show me some numbers. What's going on? And sure enough, it wasn't working.
Huh.
And so I was like, well, I don't think we should continue. I'm going to terminate the contract. And, okay, well, you know what would actually help you is if you spent more money.
Oh, of course. So what kind of time frame was that where like you signed and then the phone wasn't ringing and you said it wasn't working, like months?
Well, I said I was a slow learner. Yeah, so it was like 6 or 7 weeks.
No, I'm just
yeah.
curious. Did they give you like monthly updates or reporting at all? Because I noticed with a lot of marketing companies, once you sign a contract, it's almost like they go MIA, and there's no kind of like accountability or monthly reporting.
Correct. Yeah, and that's kind of what it was, unfortunately. And we ended up just kind of being at their mercies, and we had a 30-day kind of notification or
Cancellation policy.
yeah, exactly. So we ended up, and almost the second I gave that, my
Phone started ringing?
again. So I mean, it was total coincidence, but
Unless they found out how to like blackmail you for more money.
No, yeah, exactly. But I was like, why am I going to give you? I gave you X, you did nothing. Why am I going to give you X plus this amount to?
So you actually, when you gave them the notice, that's when it started ringing again, or when you?
It was weird. It was just.
That is very bizarre.
You almost. I mean,
it makes
it
seems very suspicious.
It almost makes you wonder if they were actively trying to sabotage, like you said, like to blackmail, trying to.
You gotta
they're working
money.
for one of my competitors or something. Yeah.
Right. We're
Yeah.
going to cut him off, and then we're going to ask for more money.
Were they?
Let
Let me ask you real quick. Were they exclusive? Like you get a certain area for that particular
Just for
marketing?
that. Yeah, good question. I don't remember.
Yeah, because that's one thing. Like
I think they talked
struggle
about,
with
yeah.
is like, it's hard to be a marketing company and service two of the same companies especially in a small town like Bluffton and Hilton Head. You can't really do it.
Right.
So
if you're actively trying to promote, did you talk about like sort of like an exclusivity kind of thing?
Were they marketing for other like restoration type companies in the same area?
Right. Yeah. I've run into that with potential clients, how to navigate that exclusivity, because it's hard because you're in a small market, but it's hard because you're in a small market. It's like, how do you, and at what point are you in a position where you truly are robbing Peter to pay Paul versus, hey, we're just, in my case, creating video, we're giving you content.
I think that how you promote that content is really up
that's
to the
the
business
big thing.
owner.
I think when you're doing
but I think you're
active,
creating content, it's up to them what they do with it. So I feel like it would be less of an issue for
yeah,
you.
I agree. I agree. I think for the most part, I think in some cases there is some nuance to that, but I think when you're actively trying to make the phone ring, get the website clicks,
Correct.
paying money for
Like,
ad placement, and
if I'm
on
running
social,
Google ads for
Right.
two of the same companies, both targeting Bluffton,
that's getting to be
like,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
not, I
That's
couldn't do that
hinky.
ethically. Like,
Well,
it makes
yeah.
no sense.
Well, I had another company that pitched me on their services, and I said, well, I don't think I'm going to do it. I think it's just, I'm not ready yet. And so they said, well, how about this? How about we have this other program. It's really new. It's cutting edge, and it 7 days you don't pay anything, but in 7 days we guarantee you're going to be number one on the map pack.
Okay.
And so and after 7 days, it's whatever, $900 a month or something like whatever, $1,400, whatever it was. And so I said, okay, I like that. I like the sound of that. So he keeps going. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like the sound of that. And so this is after my first experience. And I said, well, so that I can benchmark it, where am I now in the map pack? And so he goes on, he starts looking. He's like, okay.
You're number one.
You're
Yeah.
one.
yeah, exactly. He searches water damage near me. He's like, yeah, you're number one there. All right, let me try another word.
You're number one there.
Yeah, you're number one there. All right, let me try another word. You're in the top 3 there too. And so he goes through like 5 or 6.
He's like, never mind, click.
He's like, you know what? You don't need this. Yeah.
Oh, at least he was honest.
I know, seriously.
Well, he wasn't until I asked him to benchmark it.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah. Well, that's why
you wondered, did he
is
bench-
important, right?
yeah.
Well, the other thing is some of those companies will go pick a random, like, low competitive keyword that nobody would search for and be like, look, you're number one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I didn't push him on it right there,
You wonder if he looked
would've-
beforehand and knew, or
Yeah.
if you just
a week later, he would have
You're
been
like,
like, hey, you're
hey,
number one. Yeah,
And he
our
didn't do
guarantee
anything.
works.
Yeah.
And then we're going to make you the poster
The
child.
true honesty is if he had called you back after he started running some tests and
Yeah.
told you unprompted. But
Yeah. So anyway,
those marketing
Those
people,
sleazy
I tell ya,
marketing
I-
companies, I hate them.
shysters.
But yeah, no, I think most of my success has just been, through building relationships with people, and building relationships with getting to know insurance agents and builders and contractors and plumbers and you name it, people in the trades that have a lot of exposure with this, and then being able to just be a resource as well.
Yeah.
I think that's the other piece. I mean, we do a lot of stuff, free inspections, just being able to go out and do a free inspection in somebody's house and just try to help them understand why this symptom is happening. And then, if they want to use us, great. But if they don't, that's fine too. And so we, I think kind of those pieces have really helped open some doors and helped us to a pretty successful start.
I think a lot of business owners can learn from that. Just leading with value and not really expecting anything in return to build that trust.
Yeah.
Like, how can you educate someone? How can you offer someone something of value, to start that relationship?
Yeah.
With no expectations.
Yeah.
It's true. Yep.
Outside of like the inspections and stuff, are you doing any kind of, stuff like this? Have you done any video type stuff where you're like Patrick said, providing that value ahead of time, or someone can go online and look and find resources? Or
We haven't done it yet. We have a lot of flyers and things like that on our website that are available, but I think I did a video over at WHHI, Talk of the Town, back, I don't remember how long ago that was. But again, that was more story rather than what I would love to be able to do is just have some kind of storm tips and typically everybody everywhere I
That'd be
speak.
good.
Yeah, we're
And
coming
then
up.
change of seasons.
So-
and all that kind of stuff.
Governor McMaster I think just said May is the storm preparedness month, so just being able to help with that.
okay, so I didn't prep you for this.
Okay.
Hurricane season is what, 11 days away?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What are your tips? What would you tell someone? If you wanted to make a video right now, you're like, I want to tell someone, here's in 60 seconds, this is my advice for hurricane season. 90, whatever.
Yeah. I think number one, just know the evacuation route and make sure you listen to the authorities when they tell you, hey, you should get out. Based on personal experience, get out.
Get out.
Get out. But when you leave, making sure that your home is secure and boarded up. And if you're out on the the coast. But when you do leave, and I tell this to a lot of people wherever I speak now, water is wonderful, right? However, it's extremely dangerous as well. So when you leave to go on vacation, when you leave for a long weekend, shut your water off.
Shut your water off.
Shut your water off. You know, I have a customer now that we're working on putting his house back together who, again, he was the guy that went away for 2 days and came back, and water is coming through his ceiling. And it's just pouring down. Floors are ruined, and it was a pretty big loss. So
what about hot water heaters that are in the attic on the third floor? Right. I mean, obviously you can't just, that's not going to change anything if you shut the water off, right? You'd have to drain I mean, do you recommend that if you're going to be gone for a long period of time?
No, I think there's probably more damage can be done at that point than not. Okay. But yeah, I think, I mean, that's a limited amount of water, 40 gallons, 60, 80 gallons, whatever it is. I think, the other piece I'd say is just know where your water shutoff is. Yeah. I mean, because these things can happen even in the midst of everyday life, where you're just in bed and it just a pipe breaks. Just know where your water shutoff is, because time is of the essence in any of these kind of losses. And so if you know where your shutoff is, and a plumber's not going to get there for an hour, we're not going to get there for 30 minutes, whatever it is, then at least you've stopped that 30 minutes to be able to the water flow from being able to come through. Yeah. So
let me give another water one. Yeah. Make sure your freezer and your refrigerator are actually closed.
That's a good one. Yes.
Because again, back in Matthew, we evacuated. Yep. It's an adventure. We didn't get back for like a week. I mean, we were out of power for like a week. We were in Tennessee, and we got back home, saw the trees on the house, and went inside, and there was water all over our floor. And we're like, what happened? Yeah. Somehow we had left the freezer just a little bit cracked, like it hadn't shut all the way. And the ice melted and got all over the floor. Yeah. And now we have mildew all over the floor. Our insurance was great. Like they ended up they couldn't find a match. They replaced the entire downstairs of our house. Yeah. So that was covered. And, but anyways, close the refrigerator because stuff will melt and it will leak. And even if your water's off, right, it'll still happen. So. Right. So I mean, on a personal note, y'all been here for about a year now. Yeah. How do you like it? What do you like to do? How's the family like it? Yeah, we love it. Like I said a little while ago, we wish we came sooner. Mm-hmm. It's just been a great transition for us, for our family. And so, we love the beach. And so we go to the beach a lot, just being able to get out. I mean, starting the business is not too much free time. Right. But my daughter played volleyball this past fall at HHCA, so we were there a lot. Son's playing flag football right now, so we're out there a lot, following them around. But walks with our dogs. We have 2 Bernese Mountain Dogs, and so taking them out to walk around Old Town and things like that. It's we just love the low country, just kind of pace of life and everything. And so again, we wish we'd come here sooner, and we want everybody else to come, but not yet.
They're coming.
Yeah, they are.
I had a quick question, because coming from myself from the Northeast, you're from the Northeast. Yeah. And as a business owner, what has your experience been with like talking with homeowners? Because I know from my experience, like calling contractors, I get a lot of people that just don't return my phone calls or don't show up when they say they're going to come in, give an estimate. Have you noticed, like, do you come with a different, like, I don't know if it's a work ethic or just priority, speed to calling people? Have you noticed, like, homeowners, are you a little faster, I guess, than what people are used to?
Yeah, no, good question. I've when I first moved here, met a few people that have been here for 20, 30 years as part of Bluffton, and they told me, John, you're gonna be fine. All you have to do what you say you're gonna do when you say you're gonna do it. Answer your phone. And treat people honestly. Yeah. And you'll be fine. And so, I mean, I've had people be
100%.
Yeah. I've had people surprised that we've shown up so quickly, but also just shown up at all. At all. Yeah. Return phone calls at all. People, our answering service, we have an answering service after hours. I'm not the one answering the service. We're 24/7. And so somebody else answers the phone for us outside of business hours. And if it's a real emergency, they'll get us on the phone in the middle of the night. And people are just astounded that we'll actually be able to go out
That's
in the middle of the night. But then it's not only just me, it's just having a trusted group of partners and providers as well that we're able to rely on that, again, show up when they say they're going to show up. And so building those relationships really helps our customers as well to be able to get great craftsmanship, great quality work.
Yep.
And again, people showing up when they say they're going to show up.
Yeah.
So
That's
what I need is a
It's
calling
so huge.
service or a answering service. I need that.
You need an after-hour answer.
No, I need an all hours answering service. I need someone. I don't care if it's AI or what, as long as it's good. I need something to answer the phone.
Yeah.
And reply to the email initially or the form fill out.
Yeah.
And like at least make that first contact and start the conversation and maybe screen. I need that. I know you can help me set. I know you can help me set it up.
Thing though, we'll respond through like text messages and stuff.
Because I
don't know if you
I
need
shouldn't
a-
say this.
I don't know if you need an answering service. It could be emergency. Can you come out and?
No, not an emergency, but even just like an initial screening. Because
Yeah, the
I'm
initial
often bad
screening,
about.
yeah.
I'm bad about most of my. I mean, so many calls are just junk
Spam.
calls,
Oh my God,
anyways,
yeah.
and so
Oh
I
my
often
gosh.
avoid them unless someone leave a voicemail.
Yeah.
But even on the returns, like I'm naturally like this is not. I'm just naturally bad at returning calls or answering emails. I'm gonna cut this.
I'll leave it.
But
We
like-
can all improve.
Translation, Matt's a bad friend.
I'm just a bad friend. I am. I take too long because I get distracted.
He
I
never-
actually
he
think part of
never-
it is I
he
get
never-
stage fright. I'm like, I don't want to like. It's that stage fright of like having to like
What perform?
perform, communicate. Like I don't know, or like I hate pricing jobs out.
Yeah, it is true though. Like
It's
I,
hard to like
Yeah.
because everything is so custom with what I mean. Sure, it's custom with what you do too to an extent. So you're like, it's just that fear of like, okay, I got to go on here and talk through and figure out.
Yeah.
And what if I don't have an answer? And I just kind of like.
is it the
Which
fear
causes
of
my
rejection?
perfectionism. Yeah, or that or perfectionism to like put
Mhm.
it off. And it's like, just call it back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I mean, speaking of what he said, like I've had people literally over the phone like agree to website prices because I picked up and answered like right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. And I think the other piece is, like I said, just doing what you say you're going to do.
Right. And that's where I
when
feel
you say
like-
you're going to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had customers who've just been shocked that we
Yeah.
actually showed up. And then I had a customer who's just, hey, I can't get somebody to mow my lawn.
See, that's weird. Because
Shoot.
that's, I may not call back right away, but
Yeah.
like when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to be somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm there, and I usually deliver a product that's beyond what I initially promised or priced or whatever.
Right.
That's
100%.
that definitely that's on.
Yeah.
So prospects. If I don't call you back, I'm
you
sorry.
make it
It's my
up. You
purse.
make it up with the end product.
Yeah, the end product will cover for it. I promise.
But again, in this area, we're in a lot of homes, and we have a lot of retired people down here, and just being able to help a customer, even if it's not something that we do, just being able to be a resource for them
Yeah.
goes back to like we talked about being a trusted
Yeah.
source.
Right.
We don't have anything to do with lawns, but hey, I got a guy that can come out and do it.
Yeah.
We don't do any plumbing, but
You-
I got a guy that.
I know a guy.
Yeah, exactly. and you know what? There's their number, and they'll be here probably in an hour if you want to use them. So, anyways,
Yeah.
I will say, just going back to like building the relationships for even business owner, like, all the other forms of marketing with newspapers and magazines, you don't get to know the person behind the business.
Right.
So I think nowadays more people are suspicious maybe, but using video as a format to build that trust and
Yeah.
offer value and hear
Right.
their story, you can build those relationships outside. Like, I'm not going to say anything will replace in-person networking.
No.
BNI and the chamber, but you can use your social platforms to also expand your reach to build the trust through video and stories.
Yeah.
It scales your trust in a way
Yeah.
you can't by in-person networking.
yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. I
So
agree. I mean,
there's a limit there.
And that's
that
part of
this
this
is-
platform. People are going to get to know Matt and I.
Right.
People get to know our guest.
Yeah.
We can all use it on our socials. So I think that's the main thing with the video format is just people are going to get to know you.
and I think the other piece, it helps with the AI. The more
Mhm.
pieces of content that you have out there in different
Yeah.
forms, people will always use Google, right? But now people are using AI to ChatGPT. Hey, who's the best restoration
Right.
company around? And just being able to have more touches on that, more more pieces of content out there in different forms, whether that's social media posts and then video and then the static and all that, and
Website,
pictures,
YouTube.
all those pieces are just going to help.
Yeah.
So,
I know I've had people contact me, and I always think it's Google, but like, no, I found you in ChatGPT. I'm like, I'm not doing anything specific to be on there, but I think doing the right things with the right content for like Google and the social media and all that, it's all, the AI's got to get their data from somewhere.
right, 100%.
Right now, I mean, Google's still the largest search engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you wonder: are they pulling it from Google? Or
I think they have to be pulling.
are they looking at? Are they looking at? I guess what I'm trying to say is it a pure form of ranking? Because the brain behind it is constantly trying to figure out. It has. I mean, I know Google kind of reads everything out there, but I feel like AI reads it deeper. Like it reads.
like
It
the
can watch
machine
the
learning
videos,
language.
it reads
and
the
stuff,
articles.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
looks
It can
at your
read stuff
website.
off of pictures.
code.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the code
Yeah.
is
So like,
crazy.
is it doing a truer, purer form of figuring
thinking.
out, of thinking of who's actually out there? It's not reliant on a human coming up with a really crazy algorithm. It's like, no, doing this on my own, and I'm seeing that you're posting here and you're doing this here and you've answered this question there, and I see the Google review, I see the Google search results, but that's just a part of what it's.
Probably.
I don't know.
That's a whole nother story of people.
Yeah.
Because people are now like asking about, like, SEO is always the big thing, search engine optimization. It's like, well, how do I optimize now for AI?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nobody knows, because nobody knows how it's
I
coming
mean,
up
they've
with its
changed. There's
answers.
so much new stuff. But I still think you focus on the basics of putting out good content.
100%. Yeah.
Put out good content, answer people's questions.
So when we first met, like 6 months ago, and we started talking about this idea that you had with Listen LowCo, I loved it. We're a locally owned business. We're a franchise, but we're locally owned,
Right.
independently owned and operated. And just being able to tell our story about how we got here, why we do what we do. For me, if I hear about other businesses here, I like shopping locally, right?
Sure.
And so being able to hear somebody's story about their shop, their profession, why they do what they do, I think that just makes it much more personal
Right.
for me as I walk into their shop or walk into their store or use them for whatever I need to use them for. So I love what you guys are doing with this, and hopefully you'll get a lot more business out of it. So
That's the
I
plan.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
And real quick, though, best way to connect with you and your business, website plug, socials, you want to just let everyone know your business contacts. That'll be a good time to just...
okay. Yeah. I mean, the best way to get in touch with us is obviously if you have a problem by phone. We don't use AI on that answering service. So if you get us during the day, great. But if you're going to actually get a real person, it is a real live person.
Good.
They may stumble a little bit because they have a strict script that they get graded on, but that they follow it. But the website's another opportunity. So www.PuroClean.com/PHH-SC.
Okay.
And then we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, where we share a lot of content a few times a week, just being able to, one-pagers or videos or pictures of some of the projects that we've done. And then LinkedIn as well. You can find us on LinkedIn. You can find me on LinkedIn and follow our page, and you'll see it on your own social media every once in a while, just in your feeds.
Awesome. Cool. Well, John, thanks so much for being on. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Fascinating story.
No,
Best of luck in the next year.
Yeah, no, thanks for the opportunity. Appreciate both you guys and the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all for watching. We have officially launched now. This is our 6th episode, I believe. So you can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Look us up, Listen LowCo, and tune in for the next episode. Thanks so much.